Hey YouTube, it's Aaron with Weekends with the Camper. As you can tell, I am not at the campground. I'm actually in my garage. And I don't know if I made a mistake or got a good deal. But behind me I have roughly I got 15 roughly 330 watt solar panels behind me. We picked them up last weekend and we ended up driving 180 miles to go get them. Now, we didn't pay anywhere close to $300 a piece for them. By the time everything was said and done, the deal we worked out was about $45 a piece. And right there is a steal. My only problem is these are damaged solar panels. And I will flip the camera around and show you what I mean, but they are, every one of them is damaged. Every one of them does test out, and with my lighting that I have in my garage, I'm still getting over 30 volts. So here are the panels that I got, and as you can see, they're not cleaned off, but they are shattered, and it's just the top layer that's shattered. It's just the safety glass that's on the top. There is a little more extensive damage to a couple of them, but for the most part it's just the glass on top. The actual panel, or the actual solar cells, are 100% intact and still able to produce electricity. And I've looked on YouTube, I've looked on other websites, I've done my research in trying to figure out how to seal these up again, because I want to seal them up so that way they don't short out and burn up. And for the most part they are still going to stay sealed, because there is a encapsulate, I think I'm pronouncing that right, in between the glass and the panel to hold everything rigid and solid. So for the most part these are still sealed. It's just I want something to keep them sealed, and you know, the wind and the sun and the heat and the expansion over time, I want to be able to keep that glass in place and not move around, because the more they move around, the more unlikely they could break one of the solar cells or the circuits in there. This is going to probably be an ongoing experiment, and some of you are probably going to give me some flack about what I'm going to use these for. I mean, they are 36 volt panels, 330, and I'm going to basically set up a 12 volt system, and I will do what I can to seal and show you what I do. Well, now that we got this mostly cleaned off, there is a little bit left of streaking, but these are the wires that are coming from the panel, and this is just sitting underneath some lights in my garage, so I am still getting 31.3. I'm betting out in the sun it'll be quite a bit more, but the first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to take and try this. I've heard some of these do work, but they have a tendency to turn yellow or chip away, and the worst I'm going to do is waste a couple more dollars trying something on a $45 panel. If it seals good, you'll see it in upcoming videos, but this is what I'm going to first try. I have 15 other ones that I'm going to probably try something else on, a couple other ones, and we will see what holds up better, what seals better, It doesn't seem like there's much out there for what they look like after a year, 2 years, or whatever. And some of those videos are 5, 6, 7 years old. So I'm just, hopefully I'll have results here in a year, but this is going to be an ongoing project. It's starting to get fall, so we got a couple of big projects. This is one of them. I still have a few other ideas in my head for the winter, so I will stop it here for now, and we'll turn the camera back on when I finally get it all the way cleaned off and start trying to seal it. Okay, the panel's been cleaned, allowed to dry, and we're going to try it. So the first thing I'm going to try is this ultra advanced sealant, and I'm just going to apply it, dump it on, and spread her out with squeegee and a foam brush. It says it's clear. I hope it is. So I'm just going to kind of dump a little bit out. And just spread it around. And I just want a thin coat on it. It's just gotta fill in the cracks. As you can see, it is soaking down in there. And that's what we want. We want it to go in. Now, just to remind you, this isn't one pass and you're done. This is a couple different layers at a shot. And my understanding, this is supposed to harden pretty good and basically restructure the glass a little bit better, you know, and fill in the cracks and strengthen it again. So I'm on coat number 1. I'm just going over everything a couple different times, but you can tell that it is soaking in. I'm sorry about the camera and the angles and what you're seeing, but I'm trying to do 2 things at once, and it's not the easiest. I'm going to put the camera down and finish doing this, and I'll be back after I'm done doing this. So I have pretty much coated the whole thing, and it actually says to let dry for 24 to 48 hours if between the temperatures of 50 and 85 degrees. Right now we're over 50 in the garage. We're under 85, so right in the middle. And for the most part it is drying clear. It does have a little shine to it like it's supposed to, and I will let it sit until tomorrow night. And that's where we'll start for right now. This is going to be a series. As you can see, I have 15 panels there, and with this series it's also going to be installation, testing, and what items I use and what I purchase. I am kind of on a budget, so it's not going to be the high dollar expensive stuff. This is going to be not completely cheap either, but it's not going to be your totally name brand items. I'm going to be doing reading reviews, and along with that on everything that I add to the system. You know, that's going to involve the MPPT charger, batteries, inverters, grid tie inverters, and anything else I need to do with it. Obviously there's going to be some sort of stand or mounting, whether I go up on the roof of my house or if I do a ground stand. That's yet to be determined. But this is where I'll leave you. This is part one of I don't know how many. Please follow and subscribe, and I will keep you posted on how things go. Thanks for watching.